My name is John Lancaster, and born and raised here in Portland, Maine. I own and operate a bagel and deli shop here in Scarborough with my oldest boy, who's 26 years old. There really isn't one thing, but we talked a little bit about my introduction to sex was in 7th grade with a sex educational class, which was funny, to say the least. We learned nothing. We saw a penis and a vagina, and that was it. There was no real, what I would consider education or real talk, or real, about having sex or being with somebody. My experiences were friends talked a little bit about it, but they didn't really get into details about it. We knew who was having sex, but we didn't know anything about it. We didn't know the mechanics. We didn't know the foundations of any kind of relationship. Starting from a kiss, I mean, those things weren't explained. And how to socially make it okay. I think one of the problems we have in this country is that it is still hidden in the back. People don't really want to talk about sex. It's a wonderful thing. It's a beautiful thing. But there needs to be put into place more education, more parents that need to listen to their kids, because the kids will come to them. But you've got to give them a safe place for them to do it. In other words, they got to feel comfortable coming to you to talk about sex. I mean, oh my God, sex! So-and-so's doing it. Well, what are they doing? My introduction into sex was in the backseat of a car, fumbling, bumbling, and stumbling, and not knowing what I was doing. There was a girl that was a year older than I was, who had sex. So she kind of guided me to what I needed to do. But the rush of adrenaline and the excitement of it, and it being like the first time doing, seeing a naked body in the backseat of a car was, okay, it's there, what do I do? And I got help, and it was just terrible. I mean, it was awkward. I felt bad. And I think that's part of how I was brought up, was that, coming from a Catholic family, you didn't do it, and B, you didn't talk about it. I was 19, I was a freshman in college, and came home from vacation, and my girlfriend was pregnant. I didn't know how to use a condom. It was never discussed. And so we were faced with, what do you do? No education from the parents. It's, what are you going to do? Nobody sat us down, and nobody said, hey, this is real. You are now going to be on your own. You are going to raise a child, or in my case, 2. You're going to have to feed them, clothe them, educate them, take care of them, and you're going to have to give up basically everything that you want to go out and play and do at 19, 20 years old, and become a family unit. One of the things that I'd be able to share with my boys is that for every path you take, there's consequences. And I think if we can put it on the map of the road to having sex, and going down and having, if you take this path, if you take this path and this path, these are the results that are going to happen. Communication with your partner. That's one of the biggest things, because we all really have the same needs, wants, and desires, but they're not really expressed enough. And I think that if you feel comfortable expressing your feelings as far as where you're going with the relationship, then that's a good base foundation as far as communication. And the rest of it will fall into place. It's like riding a bike. A big bike. Fast bike.
That's great.
Take your time. It's a beautiful thing. Take your time. There's no need to rush. There's 2 people involved, and it can be a wonderful experience to have great sex. And you'll know when that happens.